All right, Tets, you are up next.
Well, I too had a new game that I played over the weekend. A video game, as much as Ob's opened with a bunch of video game talk. But with Mao and a few of our other buddies over the weekend, and we played a bunch of board games. And the one that I had brought to the table was a game that I've had for a little bit but never played, by the name of Boss Monster. It's a fun little game. It is
It's a cardboard game hybrid
interesting.
almost.
Yeah, you get there are a few decks, and that's the entire game.
It's like a deck builder, but not really.
It
doesn't play like a deck builder when you think of
you're
building
really
like a
deck.
Yeah. It's weird.
Pulling from the same deck, but so essentially, the main point of the game, you are all different boss monsters of these dungeons, and the goal is to lure the most heroes to your dungeon. And the first one to collect 10 souls from the hero. Yeah, when you kill a hero, you get a soul, and the first person to collect 10 souls wins. However, if you take 5 wounds in the process, if you attract the wrong hero or you don't have a good enough dungeon, if you take 5 wounds, that hero has slain the boss monster. So
lots of old school video games like references and stuff in the game,
Yeah,
which I
it is
appreciate.
The art style is like very like
it's 8-bit.
I guess it's it's at least reminiscent of it, if not true.
Very pixelated, and it's but it does have a lot of references on it as well.
Very adorable.
And you as like your boss will attract certain kind of adventurers, basically.
So each card has a symbol on it. One of 4 symbols that attracts either the cleric, the wizard, the fighter, or the thief. And so each room that you build, you can build up to 5 more rooms for your dungeon, and each room will also have one of those symbols. And whoever
can have those symbols, not necessarily one.
More than one. And whoever has the most of a certain symbol will attract any of those heroes that have been drawn for that turn to their dungeon.
Yeah, the heroes are flipped face up from a hero deck, essentially. So you know what's coming, kind of.
Build phase, and everybody builds a room, and then everybody reveals in order after everybody is built, so that way you don't know what everybody kind of has done. But so you have two main types of cards. You have, beyond your boss monster and your heroes, you have what are called room cards and spell cards. Room cards are further broken down into either monster or trap. So as you build up your dungeon, you're either going to sometimes you'll build a bunch of traps, sometimes you might be building off of monster mechanics. But each room that you build, again, will have one of those symbols. And so sometimes you want to gear towards a specific hero type. Sometimes you want to be more versatile. Again, it depends on what everybody else is playing. And there's a lot of strategy that can go into how you build, I guess.
It gets even better with the expansion too.
The spell cards can either help you during the build phase or the combat phase when the heroes go through.
Or both.
But in the spell cards in the combat phase, some of them aid you in your dungeon, but some of them are really great for screwing over your opponents, like strengthening their heroes or resurrecting one of the heroes that they've harvested the soul from, so they lose those points unless they beat the hero again.
It was now slightly stronger.
The most fun I always had playing that game is when I'd get all the spell-heavy dungeon tiles that will be like, if you kill a hero in this room, because they take damage as they progress through your dungeon. Your dungeons are these cards that you lay out in front of you.
Yeah, each room has a damage value, basically.
Yeah, and the hero will advance through them and take damage as he crosses into new rooms. The ones that will trigger off of, if the hero died in this room, draw 2 spell cards or something like that. Or, so then you can use them to, nuke heroes early, counterspell your opponent's cards that nuke the heroes and save them from taking wounds or stuff like that. You get to basically do lots of trolley effects.
And then furthermore, you also get some rooms that'll say destroy this room, do an additional 5 points of damage, or destroy this room, or destroy another room and do 5 points, or destroy this room and immediately kill the hero. And so that's one of the other cool things is once you build, because initially you start off with just your boss room and one additional room. Once you make all 5 of your rooms, you then level up, and each boss has a specific level up ability. And they're all pretty cool. They're all pretty neat. I remember off the top of my head some of the abilities or else.
Mine was destroy. Everyone else has to destroy one room.
And I think the seductress gets to choose one person and get a card from their hand or something.
Yeah, and then there was the brain in a jar that got to draw 3 cards and discard 1 spell cards.
Yeah, draw 3 spell cards and discard 1.
There was another one that you get to instantly find and build an advanced trap room from the deck. And because advanced rooms are built upon the base version of the room, like advanced monster is built on a monster room.
Yep.
Actually, so the advanced rooms don't have to specifically be the type. It just has to match what it lures. Yeah, so...
I did not... Oh, that's right. I didn't realize... Yeah, it
does...
I remember the first
clarifies
part.
It in the book.
Like a mage room then has to go on a room with the mage symbol has to go on another one with the symbol, basically.
Theoretically, you could upgrade a monster room into an advanced trap room.
I did not realize that, but it didn't come up
it's one of
for
those
me,
rules
luckily.
that he thinks, but it even goes out of its way to clarify in the back of the book, of the rule book. I don't know why they just didn't keep it, because I feel like it's fine, and I feel like everybody naturally wants to play that way anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once you get one of the other, because as we said, you can build on your own rooms to make advanced rooms, but if you ever draw a better room than what you have, you can actually play on rooms that are already existing as well. So your dungeon can be ever changing. Your dungeon doesn't have to be, I built all 5 rooms, I hope I draw an advanced room to make it better. No, if reiterating and making it
started
nicer.
out strong with a bunch of fighters, and then I was like the only one with fighter rooms, and then we got all the fighters right away, basically. And then I started to build out into mages because there were just no more fighters coming.
A lot of it is playing into what you see on the field, essentially.
Yeah,
because you eventually
the randomness of the deck,
and I believe you can eventually play room. You can just basically when you fill up your dungeon with 5 rooms, you can start playing rooms over your other rooms.
Yeah, he was saying that.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. And so the other thing about the heroes is, as one of our buddies pointed out, he was like, so what's the strategy once you get to a certain point? And as you get through all of the hero deck, they'll kind of be, I think it's anywhere from 2 to 8 life. So once you get to a point where you're readily beating people, it feels like you're just kind of racing everybody else to attract a certain type. But if nobody gets all 10 points before the hero deck is emptied, you actually pulled out the epic hero deck. And these guys start at
11,
I think. Yeah. And they can go as high as 17. I don't think we drew any of the 17.
They give you multiple souls, though, don't they?
2.
Yeah.
But they do 2 wounds?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So that starts to change things, because while I was doing good against all the fighters and I'm sitting nice, and suddenly this,
people start dying.
15 HP. Yeah. You suddenly start taking wounds until everybody starts ramping up to deal with these epic heroes. So it's a fun little game. It's not very long either.
It's not hard to learn.
Once you know the rules, real quick.
And it's also not that expensive, if I remember correctly. It's like $15 or $20 for the base game.
Maybe 25 if you're looking at it expensively. And the box itself is I don't know, 3 inches by 6 inches maybe.
Yeah,
it's a small box.
$18.29 on Amazon right now.
There we go. So about $20. So,
yeah.
And it has a ton of expansions. This was just the base game.
Yeah.
So
interestingly enough, one of my buddies who does not like NES games or board games really loves that game for some reason. The thing I like the most about the game is like the references to old NES games and stuff like that.
There is Boss Monster 2, the next level.
Yeah, that's one of my other friends has that expansion.
Yeah, it's enough to play standalone. It's like you can play it completely standalone or combined with the original. Because it's got like all the same amount of cards.
Did you guys draw random bosses or pick yours?
We did where you drew two, because it has two options where you get totally random or you deal randomly two to everybody and you get to choose one of the two. So that's what we did that time.
Isn't there like a Sephiroth guy basically?
I didn't see him.
Maybe he's in the second one.
Yeah, must be.
Because the base it has two different liches, a vampire, the seductress, the brain in the jar, the golem, and the king toad.
Yeah. I think I played the King Toad the first time I played.
Yeah, and I won.
Of course you did.
And it was great. Because I had a very strong start, and then I thought I was in trouble because I was just not getting any monsters for a while, it felt like. And then everyone else died. And I was just like, I can take one hit, and then as long as I can kill the second guy, because no one else is alive, so I just have to build the strongest rooms I can, I win.
Yeah.
And I did.
Most of the games I played have been everyone else died, except for one person, so... That seems to be the common win condition, as far as I've seen.
Well, I mean, you can all die.
Yeah.
Because like everybody else's heroes they had attracted was varied. Everybody had thieves, fighters, and mages, except mine, because I had all of the clerics, and that was it. And I only had 2 cleric rooms, but somehow I had totally attracted all of the clerics to my lair.
No one else built for clerics.
I thought you were gonna win, and then like you did the final guy or whatever, and was counting it out, and you're like, I'm just short. No, I'm dead.
Because Matt played the zombie card, and that's why I would have won. Yep. But
yeah, it's a great little party game, especially for people who aren't really into
it
board
closed
games.
out our day. We had played 3 larger games throughout the day, and then one because there were 5 of us, and one of our buddies went home, and then there were 4 of us, and we finished with that. It was a lot of fun.
Yep. Very easy to learn. It's a quick it's like 20 minutes to play, maybe.
Yeah, especially once you know how to play, it just goes very quick.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's cute. I like it a lot. So
yeah,
it's a good one to have in the game closet.
Yep.